In this video, we'll be doing a walkthrough of changes that you can make to your computer and to GPS Pathfinder Office to compensate for recent changes that were made in where the CanNet base stations are located for processing data in Pathfinder Office. So to begin with, we're actually going to delete out our old database of information, and to do that, we'll go ahead and we'll begin by opening up the File Explorer on our computer. And on this computer, which is a Windows 10 computer, those files are located on the C drive in a subfolder called Program Files x86. We'll go ahead and open that up. And then from there, we're going to go to Common Files, and then Trimble, and then the Config folder. And within the Config folder, you'll see a variety of different files. But if you go ahead and sort those in alphabetical order, or better yet, reverse alphabetical order, you're going to see a file called user_list.xml. That's going to be the old reference station information. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that. And we'll just go ahead and right-click it and hit delete. And that kind of sets the stage for our new list. So let's go ahead. We're going to close that on out. And now we're going to go ahead and transition over to Pathfinder Office. So within Pathfinder Office, we'll open that up. We'll give it just a second. But once it does, we're going to go through the motions of processing an SSF file that's in a representative location that we might typically use. So what we'll go ahead and do is we'll open up a project in Pathfinder. And from there, we're going to go to the Utilities option. And we're going to go into our Differential Correction Wizard. And there, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we're going to select that SSF file that's of interest to us. So let me go ahead and hit the big black plus. And let me navigate to where I have a relevant SSF file. That should work for us. And let's go ahead and open that one up. And then we're going to go ahead and proceed as if I were going to go ahead and differentially correct that. So let's go ahead and hit next at the bottom. We'll go ahead and hit next. And ultimately, we'll get to a page that looks similar to this. It's going to be showing us the last base station that we used. But what we want to do here is we want to go ahead and at that base provider search option, we're going to go ahead and hit select. And we're going to begin by updating our list of base stations. It turns out that Trimble now hosts these base stations. And so to do that, we're going to go ahead and click on the Update List option on this page. And we're going to give that a minute to run through. Give us the latest list from Trimble. And should your software actually minimize that list like mine did, we're going to go down to the bottom of our screen. I'm going to click on this thing that looks like a little triangle or pyramid and get that back on screen. But presumably this is an updated list of base stations on Trimble's servers, and because this particular SSF file is in Canada, it's showing us the CanNet base station. So what we need to do next, though, is we need to add the username and password so that we can successfully access this information. To do that, what we're going to do is we're actually going to duplicate the base stations that are of interest to us. And to do that, we'll go ahead and highlight the first one that's of interest, and we're going to go ahead and hit copy. And there what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and we want to differentiate the original from our copy. So in fact, I'm just going to go ahead and put in a little prefix here. I'm just going to say copy of. But before I go ahead and save that, I'm going to click on the Security drop-down tab, and this is where I'm going to put in my CanNet username and password. So let's just go ahead and do that. So and I'll put in my password here. And there we have it. So now what I have is I have the original and I have a copy, but the copy has my username and password associated with it. And we can go ahead and we can repeat that process for whatever other base stations that we're interested in getting information from that require a username and password. So let me go ahead and I'll do one more here. Let's go ahead and we're going to copy that. And again, I'll put in a little prefix. What you use for the prefix is entirely up to you, just so long as you can differentiate it from the original and you know that that copy is going to have your username and password that you've entered here. So let's go ahead and we'll do that again. And we'll get that queued up and ready to go. Oops. These are case sensitive, so you want to go ahead and put those in correctly. So let's go ahead and we'll put those in. And again, we could repeat that. But once you've got the ones taken care of that you need to, you can go ahead and hit OK. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure that when you go to post-process, you're grabbing the copy, not the original, so that it uses that username and password. So we'll go ahead and we'll hit OK on that. And then we'll go ahead and process our data as if we normally would. And that's going to take a minute to search out the base station and to find the appropriate file. So we'll terminate our video here, but that should help, and we'll see you next time.